everybody to an All New Nerds podcast.
I want
Levi's
you-
here.
I want you to know that in the multiverse, guys, there was a multiverse where I did this intro and it was much better. So yeah, welcome back to the multiversal episode. We're covering the latest Marvel movie,
Was this 52?
52,
Think.
something like that.
Something like
Doctor
that.
Strange
See, this is the first time I know this week. This week I actually paid attention.
and the Multiverse of Madness. In the Multiverse of Madness, excuse me.
In.
Finishing, it's in.
He's
He's
in.
in it. And speaking of in the multiverse, Dylan is lost in the
Not
multiverse
as much
this
as
week.
I'd like. He's lost.
He's gone, just fully gone.
I just think in life.
He's dream walking inside of his own body. He's gone. That guy's out of here. So yeah,
We're here to talk the movie though.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
can. Yep. We can talk about the
And
movie.
I think I just got out. I just got out of the theater seeing it.
I
Got
saw
a
it.
little later than I wished I did, but
Yeah,
I saw it nonetheless.
I saw it Thursday night, right
I
out
saw
of the
it
theater.
Thursday.
Immediately, it was like, okay, I got some opinions.
Mhm.
Talking to Johnny about it because if you watched our podcast, Johnny was pretty distraught this past pod.
I had a character arc of this movie.
He was losing
Still-
it, and I was like, okay, you got to keep the MCU down, Raimi up. That's what I said, and I would
Right.
stand by that. If you love Raimi, I think you love this movie, which is why I was surprised when you were like, you just texted me like 30 minutes ago, hey, didn't like it. And now you're saying you changed your mind already.
I'm still formulating a solid
which is
opinion,
fine.
but
Yeah, we've both only seen it once. I really do
True.
want to see it again, though. Like, this is a movie that I want to see again.
I think I'm not as excited to see it again as you. But
I'm very excited to see it again. So, well, for one, because I saw it pretty unconventional. So I had a showing at 6 p.m. Couldn't make it. Couldn't make the 6, and I was like, okay,
I
well,
don't think I knew that.
yeah.
Missed your showing?
Missed the showing, and I was saving it for the story.
Okay.
His content. I missed the showing, and I know heinous. Not an AMC. It was Regal. I'm a Regal man.
Oh, see, that's where you go wrong. That's it. No,
Regal.
no. That's
But
where you went
I was like,
wrong, my
okay,
friend.
I can make it for the 7 though. So I was like, I still want to go tonight. So I go to the theater. I'm like, hey, I missed the showing.
Did
Can
you get the ticket beforehand?
Yeah, I have the unlimited, essentially the AMC A-list equivalent. So I had the
Stupid.
ticket, and I was
Not
like,
as
okay,
good.
I was like, clearly I couldn't make it. Can you help me like get a different ticket, refund this one so I can use the pass? And they're like, yeah, sure. But it was busy, obviously. It was opening night, so a lot was going on. So like here, most of the theaters were packed. So they were like,
Mhm.
can you will you just take this one? I had an IMAX screening. So like, can you just take this other screening? I was like, sure, that's fine. It was at 7:10. I was like, I'll take it. They're like, you're probably like you're out like $2. I think I was like, that's totally fine. I'll sit in the back. Good. But I don't know if you have this out there. I've never seen this before. It was I'm sure you've heard of it though. You work in movie theaters. It was a Screen X theater.
Yep.
Which is like
Yeah.
an
I
an
saw
IMAX.
the Batman on Times Square on Screen X. I
Which is
can't
like-
tell the difference between IMAX and Dolby in that.
Which is like it's like an IMAX screen, but they have the walls a certain
They have
way.
Dolby walls.
And so like it's well, in mine it's like there's images projected like on the side, so it's like it's
Oh.
3 screens. Yeah,
Nope,
it's
I didn't have that then. I'm
Okay.
thinking of something else.
yeah. Screen X for me was like it's like putting on a VR.
That's how you
headset.
watch the movie?
It's very here. Let's look Screen X. So Screen X at Regal. Regal is changing. This is the fucking the quote or whatever. Is a multi-projection theater experience that extends the screen to the auditorium walls. So they surround. It's like a 270-degree panoramic.
We're gonna show
visual.
this. We're gonna show this.
Can we show this? It was
We're gonna show this.
it was like, so you still have. I couldn't tell if like they filmed additional footage or it's cut, they crop it. I didn't know. I was like, it was
So-
blowing my mind.
I just think it's an extended.
Here, I mean, this is
Screen.
what they show on the website.
Yeah, no, I'll pull it up. I got it.
I got it too.
No, but let me do the picture. Let me do the picture.
Okay. Jeez, this guy and his
No screen share. No screen share.
disrupting the pod for the screen share. Why don't you like the screen shares? It's fast.
Screen share's bad. So that's what it
Yeah.
looks like. This is obviously No Way Home.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I saw the
That's how
movie
you
like
watch
that.
the movie.
So I saw the movie like this,
Mm.
with a packed theater, and it was an experience that I
Mm.
thoroughly enjoyed. One of I think my
I've-
favorite reaction at the end was
I don't know if any Screen X's in my area. So that's
I
interesting.
I
No,
jumped
AMC doesn't
ahead.
have it.
I'm jumping ahead to the end of the film, but there was like a couple behind me, and the girl was like, and it is called Doctor Strange, and that was a strange movie. And I went, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, it was a good one. All right. but she said it like so deadly serious. But anyway, so I saw it in Screen X, which is not the way I wanted to see it, but that was like a crazy. Just it's like what? Because it's the whole room is like the movie. Um,
That's we'll go back to the picture. That's what it
yeah,
looks like.
that's what it looks like, and so it's very interesting. Uh,
Hmm.
and so, but right off the rip, I'll say I came in with mid expectations, especially after reading those Raimi quotes. I was like down in the dumps. To be honest, in
Mhm.
general with Marvel, this is the arc I'm weaving. Well, Johnny, we'll talk soon,
This
guys. I
is
just
the
got to
arc I've been on.
I had a story. I have a story. I've been building up this story. Um,
Okay.
I have been pretty down on Marvel in general. Like I really love No Way Home. And that
Mhm.
like December when I was there, I really just got turned on to the Spider-Man character. Like I became a Spider-Man fan, which I'm still slowly getting into. But it was good. I
I'll
was like,
help with
whoa.
that.
So like yeah, that I got turned. You did. You gave me some comic recommendations that I read. I was getting into it. Still kind of low. But then it was Hawkeye. For whatever reason, Hawkeye, and I thought the end product was pretty mid. But I started reading
Oh,
I read the
right.
comics for it, and I was like, that's the first time I'd ever done anything like that, and I really enjoyed it, even though I thought the final product was kind of mid. But
Yeah.
that was like the overall though. After Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Eternals, it was just like, and then before that, there hadn't been a movie for like 2 years. So Marvel was, and even then, like I never considered myself like Star Wars was always the thing. But
Mhm.
then for whatever reason, and I did read Moon Knight too, and I'm loving Moon Knight, but
Yeah.
admittedly, Moon Knight is a off the beaten path character. Moon Knight is
Yeah.
not exactly like the cream of the crop Marvel. Um,
Well,
but I'll circle back because I think it's great. Reading Lemire, it's amazing. I'm 6 issues into that.
that's good.
Um, the something about this movie, like I said on the last pod, this would be make or break. It made like this was made, and I have had this like something about that Screen X, man. We saw the Thor trailer in Screen X, and I had this like it swept over me. We watched the Thor trailer, and I was like, man, I think I like Marvel again. And I started really getting into it. And I walked out of the theater, and I got an ad. Saw an ad on the phone, and it was for I don't know if you've seen this because this is connecting all the nerds beats. The Ravager Thor Marvel Legends figure, and I looked at it and I went, that is a effing action figure right there. Like that is the most
The
because I saw
Ravager one's good.
it's
The other
so
one,
good. No, not the other one. The Ravager one where he got Stormbreaker, and I was like, dude, because I sold all my Marvel Legends. I was like, man, like I don't collect Marvel Legends anymore. I don't do the whole inbox thing. But then I put it together when I saw that figure. I'm like, I should just open them. Like I should pose these guys, and that goes back to your room. So now I got a bunch of Marvel Legends in the mail. I'm gonna open them. I got them coming tomorrow. This movie, man, it changed me. I'm reading before Thor comes out. I'm 5 issues into Jason Aaron's Thor run.
yeah.
I'm loving it. Like I'm just like on a Marvel kick again. I'm opening figures. Like what's happened to me? Like what did this movie do to me? I got sent through the multiverse, man. And like today I was out all day looking for figures. Didn't find any. But it's crazy. This movie sent me through the multiverse. I loved it. We can start getting into the movie now, and I can end my story time. But long story short, whatever Sam Raimi did to me, he did something, and I'm like into it now. I'm into Marvel again. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Revolutionary.
That's
Revolutionary. I'm opening figures.
that's too much.
I'm
That's
opening
not
them.
a that makes no sense. You're opening Mobile Legends.
Yeah.
You.
Yep. I sold all of the old ones. I went, and I couldn't figure out why. Like this is where they weren't sparking joy in the packages. For one, it's because they're ugly as hell. Um, I don't like them. Trust me, guys, the Star Wars ones, they're staying sealed. Star Wars still is different, but that's what I decided. Like the difference is they're different things. Like I should treat them differently. And Marvel's like this
True.
different thing. I'm reading so yeah, I got Doctor Strange coming in the mail tomorrow. I'm so excited.
From the
Like
movie?
from the
This
movie, yeah,
one?
the new one, yeah. I'm
I have
excited
some
about it.
Marvel Legends if you want them.
Well,
Selling them.
I Johnny, hey, you guys want to watch Johnny Wheel and Deal and sell me loose Marvel Legends? I'm like,
No.
it's a whole new world,
Mm-mm.
huh?
They're in box.
Oh, I'll take them loose. Is my point. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm
Oh,
saying, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free in Marvel Legends. I'm Marvel.
you're free.
This movie set my mind free.
Oh,
Yeah,
I I
maybe
can't even
love.
process that.
I know, right? I love that movie this much that it made me just shift my whole opinion on at least Marvel stuff.
Hmm.
I've never been more
Um.
excited for Marvel than
Yeah. No.
after that movie.
Not not anywhere near on the same page at all,
It's a
my
build up.
friends.
It was a
There.
build up
Nope.
for the here's the delivery. Here's the second act. Our low point.
Um. Okay. Well, all
I
right,
went
here we go.
I went Black
So
Bolt. Why do I
I
care? Inhuman King? That sounds
you
cool.
have him.
No, no, no. I
Oh,
meant like before I would be like, eh, but now I'm like, that looks so cool. I'm like,
yeah.
give
Black Bolt's
me.
awesome, and he looked
Tell
great
me.
in the movie. Spoilers. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah, spoiler. It'll be on the thumbnail, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Um,
So this is a spoiler review. Yeah.
this is this is something. Yeah. I mean, I last pod was very disappointed to hear a lot of the news about this movie. Made me not looking forward to it. I've heard some reviews from my friends. Not high, not good at all. Made me very nervous more so. So I had an expectation going in that I wasn't gonna be pleased. Um, and I still don't know how I feel. It was a weird one. It was weird. It was very jarring to see. It looked like an MCU movie, like it looked like a Marvel movie, but with Sam Raimi's style, very
Oh,
jarring. Very jarring for me.
multiple gasps in
Being
my theater.
and I don't know if I said this. Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors of all time. I love every single one of his movies. I love all the movies he's been in. I love the style, everything. It was jarring as hell to see it in this though. And I think they went too far in a few places.
Yeah, you think they went too
Yes.
far?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, let's just.
And
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I, I don't know, man. Well, we knew this was a rush product and you can clearly tell. I'm not on this well, I've been a Marvel Legends collector since this is 9 years of collecting. That's crazy. Um yeah, my first ever figure was a Marvel Legends. Kind of crazy.
Ever?
But yeah,
What?
yeah,
Your first ever figure?
like collecting like in that
Oh, oh,
kind of
okay,
way.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
I was like,
you know,
surely.
I was a big Lego guy before that.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was I saying?
Marvel Legends
Marvel
collection.
Legends. Yeah, I did not have this whole character arc that you had for sure. I mean, I've just been collecting them out of box for forever though. Um,
It was something about the Screen X, man. It made me be like, it should be
I
play. It should be
maybe I need to
displayed.
watch movies in Screen X. I've never done a Screen X movie, and
Yeah.
I don't think AMC offers them. I don't know.
Losers.
Okay. Um, but I still haven't gotten the new figures from this movie. I want to though. I definitely some of them. For instance, Baron Mordo. Nope, don't want him at all. Don't want him
You want the
one bit.
Mordo? All right.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You didn't like that?
Very disappointed about his character actually. Extremely after all the setup from the first. Big fan of the first.
Well, it's a different
Levi, I think
character
you
though,
can say the same. I know. You're a
which
big fan
apparently
of
he
the
was supposed
first,
to be in the
right?
movie.
Correct. You were a
Uh,
big fan of the first, right?
yes, I'm
Yeah.
a great fan.
We're both big fans of the first.
It is so here. This ties
Do they
into
feel like a connected trilogy or connected universe? Same like
well, in
movie?
the
No.
same way, but in the same way that the first Thor is technically in the same trilogy as Thor Ragnarok. Like those movies don't feel the same at all, but there's still a certain connectivity there where it's you know
I feel like it
same
was
vein.
stronger with those than it was with.
I think you're crazy. I think there's much stronger connection here than there is between the first Thor and then Thor Ragnarok.
Well,
Come
you're
on, man.
missing a beat there.
Oh, okay. Thor: The Dark World is even farther apart.
I don't. I mean, visually maybe, but like, there's so. I mean, Thor Ragnarok I think transitions very well with the Dark World stuff because they like, the whole play that Matt Damon was in. It was kind of funny.
I get. Well, she's coming back.
Who?
The Ragnarok, the fake play that's going to be in Love and Thunder too.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We knew that. We knew that. Yeah. There's some set pictures. That might be a spoiler for people that you just said, but
Maybe
that's
is
kind of
that
out
really
there.
that big of a spoiler? Sorry,
That's
there's going to be a joke in a Taika Waititi movie.
mm, mm.
Okay,
Um.
there's going to be a
So yeah,
bit, guys.
I'm still trying to figure out my opinion. I laughed a lot,
At
a
it or
lot,
with it?
both,
Both. Okay.
both.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. So that was my kind of arc. Didn't Not as strong as Levi's. I'm not on like a
That
Marvel
was
is the second coming of Christ type of character arc right now,
second only
but
to Star Wars.
right, of course.
No, for real, like,
Um,
for whatever reason, man, this got me so hyped up, just
Very interesting. Hmm.
beyond belief.
I mean, I've been a big Marvel fan like so forever. So I mean, I've already had this arc in life, but to have it
Yeah,
renewed, no, didn't
yeah,
have that.
this is the second wind. Dude,
This
I'm
is
sorry, but there's
not my
something
second one.
about I'll tell you what, there was multiple moments in the theater when I went, "Damn." Like, when the 97 or I guess technically it's now it's called the 97, but the old X-Men theme is played,
Okay,
like,
I
that
will
got me
tell you what I
going,
like.
man.
Hold
That
on,
got
hold
me
on. You want
going.
to get in that? But you're just thinking about the cameos, which is not a good thing.
That's
Of
not
the
okay, that's the what there's not a
mm,
lot of cameos in this movie, and
right,
it's
I
not really a
know.
cameo, there's they go to one universe where there is a different set, and it just makes sense. Like, the
Okay,
Illuminati, it
you
just
want
makes
to just
sense.
get want
Let's get it.
to go? You want
Let's
to
start
go?
scrapping. Let's
Okay.
start scrapping.
Starting statement
Starting
for
statement.
for a movie called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't think it explored the multiverse nearly enough.
Okay, it's fair, it's fair.
You agree?
I think that the way I've always viewed this is since Loki ended, um, that's
Okay.
when the multiverse gets open, so to speak,
Yeah.
where we can do multiversal stuff now. Then we have What If, then we have No Way Home. We start to get multiversal stories, and I think that there's clearly there was at one point more in this movie to play to the of madness part. I still think that it's in here. I still think you can. I mean, he's
Yeah.
possessing a zombie body of himself.
That was I loved that.
There's still
That was awesome.
of madness
Mhm.
stuff in this
Right. Yeah.
of nature. But in terms of the multiverse, they are clearly still setting up the incursion thing for Secret Wars, and that's gonna like Secret Wars.
Bothers me.
I think
You
Secret
know,
Wars
I
is going
didn't
to
want
be
to see
like the cameo quote unquote
that'll
fest.
be the
Um,
crossover or
but
everything.
to
Yeah.
me, I much preferred this more focused. This movie felt like it had way more focus than a cameo film. Like if you had Tom Cruise's Iron Man in there, I didn't need that. Like I don't want that. Like that
Yeah.
would have
I mean,
been still
I
stuff
didn't
like
really
that
care about the
as
cameo. I
as
will.
an
Okay.
example.
I will say the one cameo that I was gonna be disappointed that if he wasn't in the movie was Toby, and he wasn't. So that was a big drawback for me. That hurt.
But where would they have fit that? Like the storytelling, it was so tight in my opinion. Like there
Right. Yeah.
wasn't a lot of wiggle room.
Correct. And again, I thought they were gonna explore the multiverse a little bit more than they did, which is it is what it is, I
It was
guess.
way more character focused than that. It could have been like
Yeah, but I
more
don't even
plot.
think
It
what
could have been
they
more
did with
multiverse
the
focused.
characters was like
You didn't like it?
amazing.
Oh man,
Mm.
I was
I feel
digging
like
it.
they repeated a lot of things over and over again.
Bruh,
Especially Scarlet Witch is like, okay, we get it. She's looking for her kid. She wants her kids. Like, we move on.
well, now in context, if you see this as like WandaVision being shout out Lavelle, number one WandaVision fan, who's been
Sure.
preaching this since the start, then I'm starting to see where he was coming from. If you view this WandaVision as like a villain origin story instead of it like this character, hero quote unquote origin story,
Sure.
like at the end of it, like a lot of people had problems with WandaVision because they were like, "Oh, she's still not making the right decisions." And then by the end of the show, she's reading the Darkhold and she's hearing her kids. Like that's something they explicitly set up. And I think
Correct.
at the time,
That Sam Raimi probably wasn't even aware of.
maybe not, maybe not,
You can tell in the
but
script.
at the
Oh,
time, at the time, it's possible that they didn't that we viewed it in a wrong way. Like Agatha was the bad guy and Wanda was the good guy, but there were no good guys in that story. Like Wanda
okay.
was still well. I'm saying like to me, this is the natural evolution. Like I see because we were worrying about those quotes, but I see the thread from WandaVision to here. Like she
I
got corrupted by the Darkhold. Like she wants her kids back, man. Like and she hears them and like I don't know. That gets the Agatha seeds get planted in the end of that show. I get
correct.
it.
I think could have been done a little bit tiny better, but it was fine. But no,
Well, clearly
the
that happened.
repeating they repeated and established Wanda looking for her kids and wanting her to live with her kids many times. And I got really sick of it.
I don't know. I feel like they established it as little as possible they could for someone who hadn't seen WandaVision, and even then, they kept it super slim.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know.
I thought it was focused, if anything else. Like they made it the scene where you go to her at the cabin unquote, and I love it when she says, "You can bring America here," and he's like.
I
She's
love
like,
that
and she's
too.
like,
That
"I didn't
was
say that."
cool.
She's like, "I didn't say the name, did I?" And he's like,
Right.
"No." And you just know, like, okay, so she's been down the path. Like, there's something that happened in between now. She's
Okay,
gone.
hold on.
I love it.
You're defending it like I don't like the parts of the movie. That was good.
Okay, I'm not.
I like
I'm
that
just.
part a lot.
I don't know what you say. I'm just laying out what I liked. So, then that moment,
I
like
do love
to
that part.
me, is enough. Where it's like there's such visual storytelling there, of where you're as the camera is following them from behind in
Correct.
one way, and the way it switches, and I don't
I
know, like
felt
that was
really
is it.
it felt
We're off to the races.
really quick into it for me
Okay.
as well. I think the first act very, very poorly paced.
Okay.
Super
I
quick.
didn't know where you were going with that. I thought you were gonna say good or bad. Didn't know. Okay, bad.
Super duper quick. Like boom, 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 boom. Lot. That was a lot. That was heavy first act.
Heavy, heavy first act. Okay.
Heavy, right? I mean, I
I don't
thought
know.
so.
I didn't think so. I thought it was extremely
No?
light
Hmm.
first act. If anything, I would want. If anything, I would want more in the first act. I don't know. I thought that the stuff that we
Maybe
did
it
get
wasn't
though.
quick. It just no, it was. I just feel like it jumped a lot, and then here's where it slowed down.
You're saying
When they
heavy,
were
quick,
walking
jump.
in the Illuminati universe, that felt like it took an hour.
Really?
That felt so long. To me, it felt so long. That felt really
Which I
long.
love the idea that if we're just jumping around here, guys.
Hmm.
I love the idea that if like Reed Richards built Ultron, that it would have worked out. I love that. I think that's such a cool little neat
Right.
like just visual thing because you
Yeah, and then
it
we saw Thanos. That was kind of cool.
because they're Ultron bots, like they say Ultron,
Yeah.
and I guess the implication is that because he would have been the smartest guy, um, that he built it. So I
Actually, that
like
just made me think of a there was a rumor a while back that they're gonna connect What If to this, and they didn't. I think once there was gonna be like the
well,
remember the universe at the end with like the Ultron bots were all
yeah, yeah.
the green ones or whatever. Like they were gonna travel to that, and they would have to like fight off Ultron bots.
Well, I mean, Captain
Um,
Carter is clearly the
I don't know if it's the same version.
well, the fact that she is there at all is clearly for people who'd seen What If to understand.
Sure.
Like that character was
I will
established
say,
in the
since we're
go ahead.
jumping around,
We're jumping around. We're jumping around.
Professor X might be the version from the '90s show that might just straight up
It
be.
is. I think it
I
is.
think it is as well,
He's wearing the
which is
suit,
really, really
and
exciting to me.
at the end, I mentioned this earlier, the song is credited as the
Yeah,
'97
yeah, yeah,
theme,
yeah.
which is no, but that's the name of the coming up show.
I know,
So it's like,
I know. I was just
and
about to
is that
say that
show
as
gonna be
well.
MCU canon? Like,
The X-Men '90s show is being revived and being put on Disney Plus. They're doing at least a season. That made me.
all
That
of
was the
those,
reaction.
all of the
That was a
Illuminati kills were just like, mwah, chef's kiss. When they are in the like
mm,
the voice, when she snaps Professor X's neck,
bro.
dude, that was insane. It was in a good way. She pops Reed Richards' head. She turns him into like spaghetti
Black
and
Bolt was a crime against humanity. To introduce him with that crazy ass, perfect looking suit and
well,
have the
no,
actor back from that
yeah,
show, and
from
then to
Inhuman
blow up his
show, yeah,
head, they probably had 30 seconds of screen
brutal,
time and then died.
brutal. But it was so good, like because you don't need them. You don't need that in the movie.
I want them.
Okay, well, one day. Did she Darth
I don't
Maul's
know
Captain
about one
Carter?
day. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know about one
She
day.
Darth Maul's Captain Carter.
John Krasinski, yes.
You see that bloody shield? Oh,
I don't think a lot of people were saying like they really pushed the horror elements. Like,
they definitely pushed the
yes.
PG-13 rating. When like Dark Strange gets impaled later on, there's some crazy like violence
That
that they
that
just
actually
where they just showed it in
the
frame.
impaling was epic.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, for dude,
Wasn't
okay.
as crazy as I thought, I
Black
guess.
Bolt's head exploding is
Maybe
not
I just had an
suitable for
expectation
like
of that. I know
kids.
that was
That was brutal. His
that
head like
was
pops in his head. Like
very
no.
sad to me as well, though.
I see. I didn't.
But
Wasn't sad. I was like, "That's cool." I was like, "Whoa, dude, Wanda's, she's going."
we knew this.
We knew
Yeah,
this.
Wanda was. I mean,
She's busted, dude. I loved it.
it's true.
She's full Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
She's flaying people in the beginning battle at Camertage. Like,
Hmm.
you see people get turned to ash and stuff. Like their
I
bodies
Some
all
of the
crisped
CGI
up.
in that sequence. Oof.
You think so?
When they were on screen and like the green screen behind them.
I was distracted by the Screen X. I was like, "Whoa."
Oh
I don't know. I didn't
no,
notice.
oof. I don't know. Not and Some of the line delivery was really, I don't know. I like kind of went like to a
The
couple
o
like
the
of people them just talking.
the only okay, I don't know about that, but the only one that made me roll my eyes in the whole movie where I was like, "Raimi, please." Which one are you gonna say? Say it at the same
I
time
have two
or
guesses.
okay, what's your first guess?
I'm not a monster. I'm a mother.
No, I like that. That's good.
You liked that,
Yeah,
dude? That was
that was good camp. That's good camp.
no. That was so. Uh,
No, that was good. That was good camp. I
okay.
like that. Second guess. Second
Um.
guess.
No wait. What was my? I'm losing. I just lost track. All right. What is it? Go ahead.
It was like the go back to hell demon.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like,
No,
why did
that
you?
I was fine with. The
What?
I'm yeah.
Oh no, the go back to hell was
Reverse.
like, "Ugh." I was like, stop, Raimi. Like I know I could see him being like, yeah,
No,
Michael,
I
put
know
that
that was
in.
such an Evil Dead moment,
It
which I
was I know it
loved.
was such an Evil Dead moment. I was
I
like,
loved
ugh,
that. I loved that. I
oh
did
my.
not like the "I'm not a monster, I'm a mother" line. That was
I like that. I like that a lot. I was like,
that made me
yes.
scream,
I was like, just
dude.
saying.
That was so
What
too
about the
goofy, too
music fight?
bad.
The
This
music fight.
okay. I was gonna bring that up. The music fight.
You pro
Mm-mm,
or yeah, you pro.
mm-mm.
I was so down for the music fight.
Okay. Is it a creative idea? Hell yes. And I think it was executed fine. It just something. It just when I first watched it, I was like, ugh.
But it's so cool because
I was audibly laughing at it.
really
But
because the
yeah,
Darkhold, right? They have to use runes and like
I I
runes
get it.
like
I
and like
get it. I get it.
like
I get it.
it's music
I
are
get it.
technically like musical runes, so
Correct. I
it's
get
like
it.
it's cool, and they're
I
turning
get
the
it.
music into.
I
I thought it was cool.
I like it a little more now just sitting and thinking about it, but it was very jarring at first. I was like,
I didn't like the third eyes. I don't like that.
the way it ended. Okay.
Weird, weird
Mm.
ending. Crazy ending.
And then well, no, we'll talk about it at the end. And
We're all over the place right now. I'm here. America Chavez. What do you feel about America? No, 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 no. I like her. I like
no.
her.
She her performance was a little weird
Bro,
to
she's
me.
16,
I
so
know.
and she filmed this probably was she, what, 15, 14. So
Yeah, I guess so.
I think for her age, she did a remarkable job.
Fair enough.
Well, no, I would say it's not Godfather, but
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm saying it was serviceable for what they were expecting of her.
Yeah, I guess I was expecting her to be a more like wisecracky or jokey or something, and she felt awkward in a couple scenes. I don't,
I
I
like
don't
her at
know.
the end. I like her arc. She's in the robes at the end, and
Yeah, that's
she's doing
cool.
the
I'm
magic.
glad she's in that
But
now.
she's okay. But she's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly wasn't blown away by her to be honest.
Well,
I
it's not
don't
that I was blown away. I was more impressed with the way that they introduced a new character who
know.
people were worried. She's like the MacGuffin of the film, but they still made it Strange and Wanda's story, especially Strange, because
Yeah,
the whole arc for Strange is about, he couldn't let someone else, quote unquote, hold the knife. That's why he couldn't be
yeah.
with Christine. Like, but by the
The
end,
whole
when
the
he's
knife
like,
line.
and
Yeah,
I'm like, that was good. Like that stuff was good. And I thought by the end, he's in the zombie body and like he's still there.
love that.
He has to make his decision, but he's able to empower instead of trying to kill America Chavez. This 616 Strange, which shout out to
I
that. I thought that was cool. Like the way that they beat
the
Wanda was
six
just
one six. You like
being
that?
like Wanda, with being like Wanda, you're insane, and just showing her that, and like her kids, that moment of her kids like feeling like you're a crazy person, you're not
Yeah,
my
it was.
mom,
That was
like
good. That
that's
was a good
good. I'm
scene.
like
That
that's
was a
good
good
stuff.
scene.
That's a
Yeah,
good resolution.
that was.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a fan.
mean, the arc was like pretty. I don't know. I thought it was pretty simple. It
I thought
wasn't
there were.
like
It's but that's the thing.
gut
It was simple.
wrenching.
Like it was simple though, and
It was simple. That's what
it
I
was
agree.
like it was sharp. I thought it didn't need to be overcomplicated. I thought
I
Raimi
didn't need it to be overcomplicated. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Raimi took what could have been a cameo filled. A lot of
A
people
lot of
were
people.
like,
You're right. A
yeah, a lot of
lot
people are
of
like, where's the
people
cameos?
were the cameos because again, the rumors were 15 to 20, over 20. A Superior Iron Man. Oh my god, the people who thought Superior Iron Man was in this movie.
Ripperoni.
Let me tell you,
I
that whole
smacked
debate
them.
about Captain Marvel in the trailer if that was Iron Man or not.
That blew me away.
So I
So weird.
couldn't believe that debate.
I was like,
What?
that's a
That
black
had to be
woman right
one of
there.
the
Like
dumbest debates I think I've ever
in
seen.
internet history, people who
It's
legitimately thought,
clear that it's
oh,
not Iron Man.
that's Tom Cruise. No,
No, that's a
no. It's a black woman.
It's a
It's not
black
Tom.
woman. Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't
Tom
know.
Cruise. Are you
It's
insane?
not a white guy.
Yeah, like crazy, insane.
Was
I
shocked. Um. So yeah. Anyways, that was
anyways,
ugh, so
but the point being, like, it could have been parts of No Way Home, especially that third act, are a bit messier because, you know, I, I'm not gonna lie, love No Way Home, but come on, Lizard, Sandman, kind of get
yeah.
the shaft a little bit because there's just too many
Yes,
characters going on.
absolutely.
And it becomes the script is a little bit messy because of the way the multiverse is implemented. But
Right.
this movie managed to implement both the multiverse, it's technically speaking, and bringing in other characters and just keeping it focused. Like it was, I felt like
I
it
was
was a laser
yeah.
focused. Like Wanda just stalking them through the multiverse. Like you felt her presence throughout the whole thing. Just follow. It was like a chase movie essentially.
Yeah,
And she
absolutely.
was,
It
and
felt
she was coming for you the whole
yeah.
time. And it was like, damn, okay,
I
I'm
thought
there.
it
I feel
felt
it.
like a it felt like a TV episode. At the end, I was that felt
I think it felt
like
like a
an
comic
episode of
book.
a show
It felt
or a
like a
comic book.
comic
You're
book
right.
come to life. Like it
Yeah,
was more than most. Like there were shots of this, and you say this all the time. We're like, it's the frame come to life, but I mean literally in the way that Raimi is operating the camera. I'm like, okay, that's like I could see that being drawn as like, oh, this is a cool artistic, like
sure.
it's not just elements from a comic book panel or oh, there it is, there it is. Like this was the way he utilized the camera was super. I mean, it's Raimi, so it's
It was
super
Remy.
unique. Like the
It
whole
was
mirror
I again.
sequence
I
when they
think it was
trap
just
her in
drawing
that
for me.
ball and she turns it into water and starts like coming
Yeah,
through. It's like, whoa, like that's
I
he's
think it
messing
was
with you.
just drawing for me to see, like, 'cause it still looked like a
It
Marvel
feels
movie, but
Raimi.
it felt like a
It felt
Raimi
like a
movie.
Raimi movie.
Strong, and
Strong.
that was drawing for me. And I'm still trying to find my opinion on it.
People were stunned when they
Love the Raimiisms though.
when people were stunned when she just started slaying the Illuminati. People were like, "What is happening?" Like
Yeah.
when
That was unfortunately something that I knew about before seeing the movie.
I did not know that it was gonna happen
Yeah,
like that.
I
And
expected. Well, I didn't expect it. I knew that it
people
was
were
gonna
like,
happen.
"Oh, Johnny Krasinski, Reed Richards," and he just gets turned into paste. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Literal falls apart. It was cool to see him stretch for a second there.
And the suit, man, the Fantastic Four suit. I went,
Yeah,
"What?"
I think I liked it. I
I was
think
like,
yeah, it
"Yeah."
was good. It was a good suit.
I
Black Bolt I thought looked perfect though.
He is like crisp. He's
Oof,
just
that suit. Oh, so good.
it was good.
It's so good. Oof.
But as reference to your name, you didn't like Strange in that scene? The Illumi-Whaty?
The Illuma what now? The Illuma what? Huh? I thought that was a silly line. Yes, but I mean, yeah, it was fine. I guess. I like they brought up it was founded by the Baxter Corporation, which is
Baxter Foundation, yeah.
Foundation, which is yeah, that's Reed's company. That was interesting. Um, oh yeah,
Pizza
if you're
balls.
wondering what was behind me, pizza balls.
Pizza balls.
Pizza.
Which
Nope,
did you like Bruce Campbell's cameo?
I did, very much so, very much so.
Punching
I
himself
love
in his own
Bruce
teeth.
Campbell in anything, and again, I just there were a lot of supposed leaks and rumors about the script. So, and obviously we know this script has had
Many
multiple
changes.
iterations.
I mean, even like as the movie was coming out, I think they said the cut before this was 30 minutes longer or something like that, 40 minutes
Which
longer.
I'm curious to see. That's
Like
a
what's in
lot.
there? That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. I
That's an
wonder
episode of
if I
WandaVision.
would feel a little bit because again, I think the scenes felt very quick, but anyways, I've already said that. Um, but I think there was a rumor a long time ago that they were gonna travel to the Evil Dead universe for a second, and we were gonna see Ash, which
Oh,
would have
really?
been yes,
Ash's MCU. Come on. I don't think they would ever do that.
yeah.
Who has the
I don't
rights to
know what
that?
the rights, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, who knows? Who knows?
Oh, I
I am
can't get over
also
that.
that gave me chills. That
Like
was
that
the
literally
one
gave me
thing that
chill.
gave
I
me
was like,
chills. That was the one thing that gave me chills because I've seen that show and I am a '90s cartoon
animated
animation,
fan
especially
freak. Yeah.
Marvel and DC. Such a huge fan of both shows. Spider-Man animated series is one of my favorite shows of all time, and X-Men's great. I don't like it as much as Spider-Man, obviously, but X-Men show is fantastic as well, and that theme is iconic. Are you kidding me? All the '90s shows themes are iconic. Batman the animated series, Spider-Man the animated
Oh,
series,
all yeah.
so good. Anyways, no, that's what I was gonna say. You have anything to say?
You were talking about the runtime and how it felt fast and the
Yeah, I just
what
think
were the 40
again, I
minutes in.
just think it felt quick. I guess I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I thought that I just thought that it worked well. I don't know how to say. A lot of people in our Discord, I heard, Wrench and Dime saying it was boring,
I
slow.
never was bored.
Um, and I don't want to misrepresent your comments, guys, but that was the biggest thing from Wrench, that it was just dull, and I just couldn't. I don't know what movie you watched. I just thought it was so. It's
Yeah,
just
I don't think it was boring.
it just
I will
captured me.
say that walk felt like it was an hour.
I don't. Yeah, I just don't.
Comparatively to the rest of the pacing of the movie, that's what I think. I don't know. Maybe just because I've seen it maybe I see it again. I don't know.
And I cannot wait to see it again because there's just it's like a visual delight in terms of the filmmaking. It's just something about the way
Yes,
Raimi is shooting it,
the
and
Raimiisms were there, and I loved the I saw I saw what Gibbs Dylan didn't go obviously, but uh I turned it on. I was like the wedding scene where I fell straight out of Spider-Man 2. Um,
with the
where
doctor with Nick. Oh,
she's walking down the aisle and stuff like that. He did didn't he do like a montage, like a slow mo thing? Or no, he had the camera turn. There
yeah,
was a
the way
bunch of
it
just things.
turns.
The whole
Yeah,
sequence. I was like, that felt so Spider-Man 2, so Raimi. I
and
love
when he
that part.
turns, it was such a Spider-Man joke or Raimi joke when he turns the water into wine and he's like, "2 on the
Yes,
nose." Like, it was like, "That's Raimi, like, we're
that was
there, we're
good.
Raimi, we're Raimi,
That
we're
was
Raimi."
good. That was
It was
good.
it was
I love Sam Raimi. So, um,
the way,
definitely not my favorite movie of his.
you set up the defender, the body buried, you bring it back, like, everything to me felt like it had purpose. There's no, to me, loose threads
There's no
in
loose
that
threads. You're right.
sense. Not
Yep.
many anyway, like, there's
I
some that
can't
are
think of one.
explicitly set up to where, like, America's Parents, for example. Like, they set
Oh,
them up as to
yeah,
be.
but she's just gonna
Yeah,
and
that's not
so
like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
that was a Marvel note. That was a Feige note.
Fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so for the most, like, I don't think of anything that was unused, you know?
Mhm.
That everything felt really, everything mentioned, like, they would mention dream walking in one scene. Next scene, you're seeing it happen. They would mention, either the Darkhold and the what is it called? The Book of,
Book of
Va
Ashanti.
Vashanti.
Mhm.
Next scene, you're seeing, like, and it's all
That
connecting,
was cool to see. Book of Ashanti was really cool to
and
see.
then you go back to the beginning of, okay, and that was Defender Strange going after Book of Ashanti. Like, you all the dots to me are, they're all connected. Like,
You're
it
right.
all
I agree.
sometimes in these Marvel movies, there's some threads that
There's
just,
some threads that don't
there
go
they go.
anywhere.
It's like,
Yep.
what the
Yep.
hell happened?
I would agree with that. Yep.
Um, like the
Um,
gods in Moon Knight, where there's that one female god or whatever who helps him in episode 3, just dies off screen. It's like,
yeah,
what
she just
happened? What?
was like, "Here, I'll help you," and then,
What
"Nope.
help you? What?
Mm,
So
what now? The Illuma what now?
the Lumen,
The
what
Illuma
now?
whaty?"
So I think I've pinpointed it. It was the
Favorite line of
way.
the movie absolutely is the Illuma whaty.
This,
The Illuma whaty?
stop with that, man. Stop. We've been talking about um the plot, but I mean, I think the acting is quite good too. Elizabeth Olsen as, you
That's
don't
what I
yeah.
that's
This
what
is where you
okay,
mentioned that
okay.
you don't think the line delivery was good.
In certain parts, mainly the fight at, Kat oh,
Kamertage or
Kamar-Taj, yeah, I always screw up the name. There, it was super weird. I don't know if it just, like, that looked weird 'cause they were on wires, obviously, and I don't know.
I loved the callback to
She just
Age of
uh,
Ultron in the way that they utilize
yes.
all of her power sets.
Mhm,
She hasn't done that in a
mhm,
while, where she's getting in
mhm.
people's minds,
Yep,
that in the way that it's shot.
right.
So it
Yeah, and I
was
love how she, like, comes behind
it
the
was yeah,
guy and then comes
just everything,
face up and
the way the camera is. It's like
I
it's like he
agree.
felt
It's
it,
Sam
dude.
Raimi. That's why I love him. That's why I love him. Again,
And I
it
do
was
want to.
just I think it was just for me and why I said I didn't like it at first or just whatever reason. It was just jarring for me to see. It still looked like a Marvel movie. Like you can like okay, that's a Marvel movie, but the style is Raimi. Like that clearly has Sam
When
Raimi
Xavier is
direction.
walking up to the one division, like, rubble, and
That
you
was an
hear the
interesting
Stark,
scene.
and you see the TV,
Hmm.
like, that was so good of the,
That was good. That was good.
ah,
That was good.
it just made me like, I love
That was
it.
good.
It
Yeah,
felt,
seeing
it's this
Professor X
comic
die
book.
again. He had a brutal death too. He just like
I know, that's what like, I was like, "How are they showing this? Like, how is this
yeah,
PG-13? Like, this is so brutal."
yeah.
The Evil Strange, especially, getting impaled the way he did,
Yeah,
like,
that was a lot, huh?
I was like, "Whoa."
Out the window and then
Onto the gate, man.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
was that implied to be the and it wasn't Supreme Strange, but it was certainly
No,
a
no, that it's
similar
not the what
thing.
if. It's not the what
But
if.
it was certainly a similar thing that happened to him, where he had tried to get it, and he was just sort of left at the end of time because he
Sure.
had
He kind of not. Did he kind of explain his
well, yeah,
situation? Like,
because didn't yeah, because
because
he
the
went
yeah
to
the
get the
dark
dark
hold and
hold,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that was sort of the story of the What If episode where he gets the dark. He reads
Yeah,
into all the
no.
texts, and
I I'll have to double check, but I don't believe that's the same version. No,
I don't think it's the same person either. But I'm saying
no,
it's a similar story,
sure.
and so I like seeing that. I don't know. It's hard for me
Yeah,
to.
they were doing this little thing here where they were like, you know, are every version of you and me like the same across the multiverse? Like, do we have the same like qualities? And then they were kind of battling with that idea, like, no, you can be different, like you can stand out, and
Yeah.
they kind of went back on it.
How they got?
That was a
How do you
weird.
think they went back on it?
Well, because I'm trying to think, because Strange was like, well, I guess we are all the same. I think at the end, right?
Well, sort of as a joke, I think, because he was different than all the other ones. Because he didn't condemn. What do you mean?
That seemed a little weird to me. But
In what
anyways, that was
context is
just
he? Because I remember you making that joke, but he's making it to
Wong.
like Wong, right? It's yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just came across weird. Anyways,
I probably just came across weird. I like
um,
the final bow bit where because he's Sorcerer
yeah,
Supreme now. And that was a good little arc for him, little jokey arc. I liked Wong in this movie too. I haven't
yeah.
talked about
Wong's
him
always
much.
good. Never had a problem with Wong.
Remember when he was in Shang-Chi? Funny
Mm-hmm. Funny.
for all of 2 seconds.
No, he's in the end credit scene, right?
I guess so. Yeah, he is in the end
Yeah,
credits scene. He walks into the bar and is like,
yeah. Come with
"Come
me.
with me." Remember the end credits where Captain
Remember the
Marvel
rings? Remember the
and Bruce
what?
Banner is there?
Oh, the rings. Yeah, Bruce Banner's there. Hmm.
Weird.
One
Wonder
day
what's
we'll
one
get that.
day.
Maybe. Who
Maybe.
knows?
I was
Might be a
thinking about
drop.
that.
Okay, just reminded me of something. Baron Mordo, extremely disappointed.
But
Not that
I
I
don't get
thought
that.
that they set up in the first Doctor Strange that he was gonna be a big threat.
And they referenced off screen essentially that
Correct.
it happened.
That
So I appreciate that. But yeah, they were like,
they
it's
had to
been
at least acknowledge it, which they did, which was fine. I just feel like
which I'm glad they did
they
because
lost a lot of
most
the
times,
gravitas of all that, or the drama of all that scene with,
which I think
or
is
what
the
could have
right
happened with that.
I think it's the right thing to do, personally, because this is 6 years after the first one. Most people aren't even remembering that Christine was in the first one, or you remember what
Mhm.
Doctor when he's sitting on the bench. Like most people don't remember that guy's in the first movie. You
Right.
know, most people aren't. Most people get into it from the Avengers movies that come after. Because Doctor Strange almost immediately from his first appearance cameos in Thor Ragnarok, and more people
Mhm.
saw that movie than Doctor Strange, and so he starts there. Or he's in Spider Man, which is like the second biggest
Yeah.
movie of all time, or
I
whatever.
just
And so, hold on. So, like, I think the fact that they make reference to it as all that he hunted him and that he was like a big problem
yeah.
because so much has happened for the audience, the general audience on screen for Strange with Thanos and like Spider Man. All this stuff has happened. That it'd be weird to be like, remember this, small scale threat from 6 years ago?
Yeah, but I'm just bummed that like
Uh,
there's things that are set up and then just not followed through.
when I
I don't
think it
know.
was cut because originally in the script there was supposed to be a
Probably.
Mordo killed at the beginning, and I think it was going to be that one, and then it was going to come back later. Um, However,
Um,
I don't dislike this one nearly as much as you do. Like the moment when he's like, "I bet you hate me too." He's like, you're like, he's like, "You guys are all the same, and you probably got this. You're just waiting for me to die. You were like, you knew the whole time you didn't
yeah,
like me." Like
I did like
that
that
was
as
good stuff
one
that
time.
they were playing upon character beats from the
Correct.
first one. I think
Yeah. I was maybe just a little underwhelmed with this character, that's all. But
it's fine.
it
He's
is
not
fine.
really in it that much.
No, he's not.
I know that. Yeah.
They really drove the Illuminati in the marketing, and
They did. I was
not a big
pissed when they
not a big
showed
part.
Professor X in like a teaser.
Oh
Made me
yeah,
so mad. I was like, "What are you doing,
and
guys?"
Captain Carter.
And Captain Carter. And
But
you hear the story where Feige's like, "Oh, the marketing got out of control." It's like, aren't you in like, can't you control that, man? Like, what?
I mean,
Did
yeah,
you see that? Where he was like, "Oh,
yeah,
they
I
showed too
saw that.
much." It's okay,
Eh, yeah,
all right,
I
Feige.
mean, the man's got a lot on his plate to begin with, so
True, true, it's
I don't
true.
know. Who knows? It's true.
Did you like
Um,
the eye fight, the big octopus tentacle man?
yes,
That
That was
was
a good
great.
scene.
They impaled
That was
the
great.
eye, pops it right
That
out.
was a fun scene. Yeah,
That was the first moment. That was the first
that
moment
was the
people
first
went.
moment where I was like, "Hmm,
People went, "Oh,"
mhm,
and I went,
mhm,
"Yeah."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this is a Raimi.
yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh,
This is a
uh-huh."
Raimi. The Raimi beat.
Um, yeah, that was a fun scene. And then they were like, I like the part where like Christine's husband like came out and he was like,
I
"Oh,
was like,
that's
"Oh,
cool,
that's cool."
that's
Yeah.
cool."
Which that must have been a Spider-Man 2 reference because it looked like the same building as when Doc Ock was climbing up and he had the same shot of a woman
Well,
screaming
just a
with an octopus
balcony on the
outside. I
building.
know, but it was
Yeah,
so similar. I was like, "Raimi." I was like,
time
"Oh,
that
you
was
dog."
Times Square from Spider-Man One. But
Spider-Man 2.
nope, that was one.
I'm talking
You
about
talking about the
no, no, no,
Goblin?
no, 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 no. I'm talking
Oh,
about when Ock is holding, um,
uh,
uh,
oh,
uh,
oh, oh,
he's
oh,
climbing
them
up the
going up the
building,
building. I thought you meant
and like
when
and
they're
there's
on
like
the
a shot
balcony.
inside
Right.
on the bank, and I'm like, that looks the
I
exact
don't
same.
think
It,
so, but I
mm,
get what you're saying.
it
I
looks
get what you're saying.
similar. I'm like, he's got Aunt
An
May. Yeah,
octopus on the
he's got Aunt May.
building.
Yeah, an octopus on a building, and the
Sure.
shot of the woman looking at it, going like, ah. And I was like, are we gonna do Raimi screams in
I
this?
thought they were gonna do a Raimi scream, and they
They
didn't.
kind of did. And I was like, eh. Christine
Uh,
screamed like a couple of scared
I
screams.
know. I know they're gonna do the zoom in. They did the zoom in for the end credit.
I'll tell you what, I didn't
The
jump.
Bruce Campbell thing.
I
Was it
I I jumped once. A lot of people jumped around me too. Which
once for me
yeah,
too.
I don't know.
It was the
Yeah, the guy when the
big
lights
guys,
come up,
yeah,
I was like,
in
oh,
the temple. I was like, whoa.
it
The
was
other
so.
one in the tunnels with Scarlet Witch, I saw coming because they
Well,
lingered on
that one
that.
was bad. I was
Yeah,
like,
that one.
I didn't really get that one, quite
No, that
frankly.
one.
That honestly,
She
that's
just
my
came into frame
yeah.
on the right
I'll be
side.
honest with you, that's my
No.
least favorite part of the entire film. I don't understand that at all. So weird. Like the
That
door
was weird.
closes on her, they turn.
Mhm.
It's
And
like
then she's
okay,
in the right side of the or
and then she just
she
comes
comes
to
out of
the
the right,
frame.
yeah.
I'm like, how did that
Okay.
even what? Like, did she
Sure.
just like teleport? I guess.
Mhm.
Did she
Well,
go
why
through a
not?
side door? I don't know.
Why not?
That was a weird like, okay, Raimi, I see what you're doing there because it's like kind of playing on slasher, like a goofy. Like I think it's more funny than anything, where the
Yeah.
killer just comes out of literally right of frame, just nowhere.
Yes.
But I did not think that was good. I was like, this is very poorly done because she's literally ripping through the doors,
I
you
know.
know,
I know.
and they stop and turn. I was like,
then she
why?
just I don't know. Cuz like the water froze and
That scene going up to it though, I thought was pretty good. And
great.
she's yeah.
Yeah.
But that is, I can safely say, my least favorite part of the entire movie because it
Mhm.
that was lingering. I was like, you are holding on this shot of them staring, and I know you're going to do a jump scare, and the fact that it was as weak as it was, I was like, nah, man,
No. What
no
did you
good.
think of the ending?
I thought it was wacky and wild. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell? And
Still don't
then,
know how just like he's like, "Ah!" It just cuts.
well, his eye
I
opens,
I
the
know
third
that.
eye,
I
which
know.
I don't like that effect. I think it looks a little bit like a
Yeah, it
Snapchat face
didn't
filter.
no, yeah,
Um,
you're right. You're right.
I hope they just abandon that whole bit in the next one. I hope he keeps that
Well, they
thing
brought it back
closed.
in the end credit, so
Well, they can abandon
right
things,
back.
but I do like the Clea ending.
Didn't he wink with it? He was-
I don't did he?
I, I think he. I
I hope not.
I don't know. Maybe I just came up with that. I don't know. Yeah.
I
Well,
did
the
like
end credit.
the Clea ending.
You did?
Well, it's Clea and it's freaking Charlize Theron, and
You
I was like,
know who that is? You knew who Clea was
it's his
beforehand?
wife.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, we're going somewhere with this because the whole movie was like, oh, I can't be with Christine, and then Clea shows up. I'm like,
I feel like
all
that could have
right,
been in the movie. I feel like that didn't need to be an end credit.
I
I feel like
agree. I'll tell you what though,
that,
no one in my theater reacted to it. They were like, huh?
well, again, it was that's what I was gonna say. So, and credit, yeah, they like made it seem like it was a big moment. It's like, but nobody knows who Clea is. Nobody.
I
I
only
didn't
knew
know
because I had
she was gonna be in the movie beforehand, unfortunately as well. Not that I saw her, but I knew. I just
well, to me, it was
um
Charlize Theron was like the big reaction. Like, okay, they actually got a big name
yeah,
actress.
but I mean, okay, Charlize Theron. Yeah, it was
I like her.
interesting.
I like
No, I do
Charlize.
too. I just think like it was just interesting
Well, and
for
the
that to
whole
be a
the well,
reveal, I
but the
guess.
whole incursion thing, and like she's Dormammu, she's related to Dormammu, and
Yeah.
you can see the
She's the
dark.
sorcerer supreme of Mama's world. Yeah.
Yeah, the what is it? The dark
It,
dimension,
yeah.
right? And you can see the dark dimension is
Yeah.
where they are, and I'm like, okay,
And they're
connecting the
like
first
they're
movie.
like, well,
Let's
let's
go.
go. Let's do this again.
But the fact that
Pew!
I thought I was like, okay,
Whee!
cool, Clea, like, all right, cool, cool,
Okay.
cool, cool.
I'm
We're
glad
going
you like
somewhere.
that.
I
Yeah,
did
we'll
like it.
see. So that's probably gonna be the third one. Into the
I
dark
hope so.
dimension.
Into the
Something like
yeah.
that.
I just hope it. Well, I just like the fact that they're setting up. Finally, he can have a love interest that's solid and connected
Mhm.
to the Dormammu thing. Like going back to that, I like that. I like that. Although I don't know. There's a lot of this movie that I just really enjoyed. It's an 8. It's a solid 8 out of 10 and a little heart. You
8 out
know,
of 10.
it's a very solid 8 for
Okay.
me. But it's
I have to
just
think about it.
it's the fact that that 8 is just so strong. The parts that I really liked are just so strong
Okay.
that it makes me like
Right.
it has an outsized because I can't express this enough, guys. This is why I was struggling to explain to Johnny beforehand. In every single shot, you just feel Sam Raimi going, like he's like,
Mhm.
he is in. He You just feel it, and it's sort of
I don't
intoxicating to me.
I think I need more time to sit with my score, but
That's a good
more
way.
like a s
It was intoxicating. It was like I was in a trance watching Raimi be like just having a
really?
good time because he was clearly just hamming it up, man. I mean, he
Okay.
literally had freaking Bruce Campbell punching his own face, and the ends it with "It's over." Like he did
Mhm.
like full Evil Dead reference. Like he was just messing around. It felt like in the Marvel
This
world,
yeah.
and it felt good.
Mm.
A little mix up, little
Yeah,
mix and match.
maybe I need to see it again, I don't know, but 7 out of 10, I think, something like that.
Ah, that's mid. That's mid territory. That's like
Yeah.
this movie ain't mid, man. It's got too
I
much
think
heart, too
I
much
don't know where I'd
soul.
rank it. I think it depend on where I ranked it, which I haven't done a Marvel list in
So
however long,
speaking of
but
ranking, that's where I want to because I know the people have been demanding it in the Discord, which I know you don't check. Um, I do want to just
yeah, I could do an 8, I guess.
I pop over to this letterbox list, which I haven't ranked the MCU in a while,
Yeah, it
and
pulled up. I haven't done mine, so I have to do mine.
I haven't shared it in a while, and this is tentative.
Thor Ragnarok is
Uh,
your favorite Marvel movie? Not that
I
I think
think
it's a bad choice, but
it is. I love Taika Waititi
I
so
do
much.
too. So,
Um, but yeah, this is my list. How do we feel?
Far From Home. Oh my
I
god, you like Far From Home better than Iron Man, Crime Against Humanity, and Iron Man 3, Crime Against Humanity.
think Iron Man is. I think those movies are mid, man.
Iron Man and Iron Man 3 is are
Okay,
really good.
they're not mid. I like them a lot. Everything above Ant
Mm.
Man, I really like, essentially. And then everything below Eternals is like, it's alright. I really don't like Guardians Volume 2. And
Not
people
as
like
bad of a list as I thought it was gonna be, not gonna lie.
yeah, I don't know, you have
Cause,
some strength.
cause guys, I'm not just saying that to be mean. Like Levi has some wacky opinions,
I
which
have
he's
okay
aware of,
I
which
got
is
fine
fine.
opinions, man. I got good opinions. I
Um,
have opinions.
yeah, interesting. You like Moon Knight better than the first Avengers. Interesting.
I think the first Avengers is a overrated film.
Overrated?
I think it's simultaneously underrated and overrated. It's a
Hmm.
strange one because
It's
like Joss Whedon is the most
strange.
bland director of all time. Um, and
Sure.
if
Yeah, I
and when you
don't
watch
like
it,
him.
it feels like a CW show, but it
Hmm.
also has like some really good moments into it with some amazing
I don't know
special
if I
effects.
agree, but I don't know if I
Well,
disagree
well, it
yet.
has some amazing special effects and a great story, and
Sure.
it's like it is the
Sure.
one that brought it all together. But the way it
Mm.
is shot, it feels just like. Bleh.
It's so Marvel movie. It's just like that's how Marvel movies look. I feel like a
Well,
lot of the time.
I disagree. I don't think Iron Man looks that way. You know,
Iron Man 1.
I don't think Iron Man looks the same way Avengers does. Iron Man 1 has got some soul.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Iron Man 1 is just at this point when I watch it, it feels
I feel
just
like it's hard
so.
to balance all those tones though because they already had pre-established movies and pre-established tones, and they had to merge that with an Avengers movie. But I agree.
And it's
I
not
guess
that I like once again everything above Ant Man included. I genuinely like a lot about all of those things.
Ant Man and
Um,
above. Oh,
like I like a lot about all of that. So Iron Man is low on the list, quote unquote, but it's not because I don't like it. It's just compared to it's kind of generic looking back on it because it's the thing that established it. Like I know it innovated,
yeah.
um,
This is not as crazy
but
as I thought it'd be.
it's not crazy.
I
I
think
think
I agree with the majority.
I think probably
I
my
put the first
craziest.
Doctor Strange much higher though.
I love that movie, but I think that most of what I have above it is pretty defensible. I think No Way Home, Loki, both Infinity War, Endgame. I love the first Guardians, Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Actually,
I think the ones that people would probably dispute me on is Age of Ultron. I'm a big Age of Ultron fan. I know not a lot of people are,
yeah.
but
It's mid for me.
I think that James Spader's Ultron is just delicious in that movie. Like he's just so he's just happy. He's such a crazy man. I love it.
Delicious, interesting.
Are no strings on me, and there's something about that movie.
I
It
have to. Yeah,
it
I have to
connects
do my ranking. I think it's
connects.
time.
It's time.
Don't have it with me though.
But yeah,
and
it
it's
sounds
gonna take me a while.
Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy are my two
I
favorites.
don't
So
disagree. I mean, those are.
so I am just
I haven't seen Guardians one in a long time,
beyond hyped for Love and Thunder because it combines both of those things.
this is the thing. I think this is interesting because you like MCU cosmic. You like the
I
cosmic
do.
stories the best.
Thank you for pointing that out. That is absolutely right. Yeah, MCU Cosmic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like the grounded stuff the best.
Mm.
That's where I'm at. So I'm more of the Winter Soldier, the Civil War, the Homecoming, the. Yeah.
I don't think would you count. I have a hard time counting No Way Home as grounded.
As what?
As grounded. You know, like that's you're
Yeah, I
going to
didn't
get.
say No Way Home.
No, I'm just saying. Like I was just
Yeah,
bringing up the
but
conversation.
well,
Like
Spider-Man just a grounded hero to me. But I mean, that's
when you start to bring in like here's a Green Goblin from a different universe. It's like okay, I think that you start to go into
yeah,
the
but I mean, there's still he's a very grounded character, meaning
yes,
like just like how he's written and just like who
yeah.
he's a very relatable character. Maybe that's more of the word I'm looking for. But
You were saying though about you,
um,
would you? Because yeah, you're
anyway,
absolutely right. I love MCU Cosmic more than
I know
anything else.
that's why I just noticed that.
It's probably
Interesting. Yeah, I
for
have to
me
do
as a
my
Star
list.
Wars
I
fan.
haven't done it in a while. I'll have to do that. Follow Levi on Letterbox
Motorbike.
and me as well. Levi, what's your?
It's it's the or just leave it Bond. Lucid Voice is my username.
Yeah,
It boggles my mind though that some people have Shang-Chi in the top 5. I don't
yeah,
get that.
no.
I don't
Well,
understand that.
it doesn't boggle me actually because I think it's a very important movie. But
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But in terms of like the filmmaking,
I
some people
like the first two slap. The first act, two acts slap.
it's true. It's true. Third
Third
act
act,
though.
mm.
Mm.
Actually, well, I don't know if I'd say slap, but the action is really good in those first two acts.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not bad by any means, but I don't know if I can
I remember the scenes where they go to the Mandarin's lair, and like a lot of the exposition dumps were there, and they
Yeah,
dragged.
they drag. Oh,
Yeah,
they drag.
yeah.
When we was talking about
I will say,
something.
definitely one of the better Marvel movies to come out. No, meaning Doctor Strange. I'm sorry. No, I'm saying Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, better, definitely one of the better Marvel movies to be coming out in the past like 4 years.
I think it's yeah, No Way Home is, technically Sony or whatever. So if you exclude No Way Home, I think
Oh,
it's probably the best to come out since the end of the Infinity Saga.
that's fair. I'd agree with that. Yep.
And yeah, it's good.
Yeah, again, this is like this couldn't be more of a fresher, just kind of out of the theater reaction. Like I'm still wrestling with it, but I liked it. It was fun. It was fun. It was a fun movie.
When she's seeing all the different universes with her kids, and she's like, "Damn!" And when Wong, I just want to talk about it. When Wong hits her with the like, isn't it enough that somewhere out there, you're like, they're happy? She's
Mhm.
like, "No," and by the end, she's like,
It's
"It's
not good
got to
enough.
be. It's not
Yeah.
good enough."
Yeah.
Like that stuff was good. Like I
It
thought,
was good. I agree. I
and
agree.
I wanted to bring it up because Michael Waldron, who wrote this film, and he's getting a lot of flack for it, as much as he is getting praise, is currently in the process, like actively, like right now, almost done, writing a Star Wars movie for
Mhm.
Kevin Feige. So
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot I did the script. That's right.
he's writing it. So there is a Star Wars script out there penned by this same man. And don't forget that Michael Waldron
Movie? No.
also wrote Loki, and Loki is really effing good.
Mhm.
So
Loki's good.
how are we feeling about that after Multiverse of Madness for you? Just changing, just out of the theater. This man on Star Wars, what you feeling?
I think that's gonna serve him much better. I think
You think so?
Star Wars is where he would thrive.
Okay, all right.
I think he's. You're right, and I agree. Very tight, not a lot of filler, which is good story
Yeah,
wise.
yeah. That's the way I feel about it. It yeah, exactly. It's super. There's no fat. There's
Hmm.
no fat on the bone.
Yep, I would agree. I would agree. But still
So
wrestling
let
with
me.
it. I could go for an 8 out of 10 though for
Yeah,
this movie.
that's what I'm trying to get straight. You telling me you giving this an 8 after all you've been saying? You giving this an 8?
What was that?
You giving this an 8 after all you've said?
I think.
You think?
I think.
You think?
8 out of 10. But you gave it an 8 out of 10, right?
I did. I give it a heart too on Letterboxd.
On Letterbox, yeah.
Here, I'm trying to find a.
I haven't scored it yet on Letterboxd. Not that you should be looking at that because my scorings are whack, but
His scores are nonsensical. We talk about it every
nonsense.
time. Doesn't make
That's a word to use.
any
Nonsensical.
sense. Doesn't make any sense.
There.
I think that the horror elements are definitely they're there, but I think they're way overplayed when people are like, "Oh, it's a horror movie."
Yeah. Yes. And you
Nonsense.
know what? That might be a reason why I was taken aback because I was expecting this to be heavy, and it wasn't as heavy as I thought. It was that part was overhyped for sure. I will agree with that.
Hey, here's a little quote from a reviewer who reviewed it today.
Oh.
Sounds like I wrote it. Strong entry to the MCU. Sam Raimi delivers an explosive and massive event of a movie. There is no filler here. Agree.
I agree.
Um, everything feels important, and none of the 3 acts drag at all. Which I think you
Hmm.
disagree with. I think you think the first
I
act.
just that walk.
Just the walk. Okay, never mind. The
Just the
entire
walk.
movie, from the editing style to the fights, is full of Raimiisms, and specific parts feel
Hmm.
like deliberate references to Army of Darkness. Very fun ride, worth checking out more than once. And that's what I feel like. It feels.
I would agree. It
I
was
don't know.
fun. I'm trying to pinpoint why I'm like my reluctancy. It could just be on marveled out. It literally that could just be the reason.
See, I was marveled out though. That's the
I
thing. I
know.
was like the peak of marveled out. I was like, shut up. I don't care. Give me Obi
It
Wan.
just
I want
still
Star Wars.
looks like a Marvel movie.
And it's just like, like the Batman with his adrenaline thing. I was like, like I got pumped. I got pumped with Marvel.
It just still looks like a
I'm a
Marvel movie,
shill.
and
I'm
obviously
becoming
the
a Marvel
style and the
shill.
direction, clearly Raimi, which is fantastic. But it's just I don't know. I don't know.
It's fantastic.
We're going round and round, but I mean that's just yeah. I don't know.
Just like this movie. It's circular in a way.
It's
Everything
true.
comes back from like the start. You start in a dream, and then the whole like dreams are your multiverse. Like, man,
No, I just
cool
thought of
that you got
interesting
killed in
thought.
Dylan's dream, and therefore
You
the
know,
movie.
the original plan for this, the original plan for this movie was this was going to be first before No Way Home.
Yes, it was.
Wonder what that product would have been like. Not that, just curiosity.
I don't know.
'Cause I feel
I
like if
don't
that
know.
was the plan, and like I don't know,
I don't know either.
Loki, about Doctor Strange, then No Way Home. I feel like I could because there's some concept art of No Way Home
Of
and
him,
what
yeah.
that version was going to look like
Well, you
with
showed
it
it
being
last time,
after
yeah.
Doctor Strange, which is pretty cool. And America Chavez would have been in the movie. You know,
Would she really have?
yep, she was going to be in
I
No Way
know you
Home.
talked about that, but I can't get over that. Like, where would she have been?
There was apparently a scene at a um amusement park, and they were in bumper cars, and she was gonna be there. I don't know what the context was, but
Oh, that
that was the
sounds.
concept. That was the concept art,
That's like a
at
dream
least.
John Watts had. He
Yeah,
was like, put them
purely
in
John
bumper.
Watts. Yeah,
We John Watts gets a lot of flack on this show. John Watts, we love you, John Watts,
we'll
friend of the
see.
show.
We'll see how he does in future projects.
Love you, John Watts.
I'll see how he does in the future.
You might work for that man one day, so keep your words. Keep your words checked.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just
he
like,
did do a Spider-Man trilogy, which is
he did
probably one of
more
the
than
luckiest
more than you
things
could
you
ever
can
say.
ever has a film
I had a,
director.
you could have a stroke though, like you just did. Has a don't do.
Man is continuously striking gold, and he's striking gold so much that he had to turn down a Fantastic Four movie.
Here's a good topic. Do you think that John Krasinski will be that
Yes.
movie's Fantastic Four? You think
Yes.
so? I kind of don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I think they're gonna recast. I think this was like the here's him as Reed Richards, so you're excited, you get happy about it. Fantastic Four
Well,
is
I can
in the
argue
consciousness,
every
and
version of Strange was Benedict Cumberbatch,
I know, but every version,
right?
but Captain Marvel wasn't the same. It was
But that
Maria
no, but it wasn't
Rambeau.
Carol Danvers. It was
I know,
hold
yes,
on, hold on.
Maria.
Every
I know. That was faulty
yeah,
logic. I know.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
I
I
think it
feel
will be, which excites me.
well. Come on now. We Toby, Andrew, and Tom don't all look the same.
That's a very different situation. I think. I don't think that's a fair
You think so?
comparison. And even every Inhuman and Charles Xavier, all of them are the same.
I know.
Mm, all of them are the same.
But he's kinda I think he'll be involved in the project. I think it's very likely that he's directing it,
I
but
think
I
he's doing both.
you think he's Ugh. I think that he's too old, and quite frankly, I think he was kinda wooden.
Too old.
He's too
Mm-mm,
old.
mm-mm,
He's almost 50. Ray Richards?
mm-mm.
Nah.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
I don't agree.
I thought it was you could see in, like, one shot, he was real stretchy, and then
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. There's like two
just
shots
2
of
shots
him
of him being
stretching. This is
fantastical.
cool.
Um, but it's just, like, fine because it was a cameo, it was a
Yep. And they
I don't
had to
know.
change Miss Marvel's powers in her show because of him.
Ugh, is that so stupid? So stupid. Dumbest thing.
Woohoo!
Literally, eh, that is undefendable, impossibly dumb to change that character's power sets to just something else.
Hey man,
Um,
we'll see how the show turns out. I'm not doing 3 a.m.s.
you're right. I'm honestly not
Not
watching it.
doing 3 a.m.s for that. I'm sorry. We'll talk about it. That's what I need to do. Anyways,
Anyways, indeed. Yeah, there was a
I
you
do
so
think he's gonna
you really think
direct
he's
and
gonna be in
star
that?
in it.
Damn.
What'd you say?
So what are you gonna do? You would have to do then, like Emily Blunt as Sue Storm or something.
Yeah.
Like you would
Well,
have
because he referenced he had a family.
Yeah, he has a daughter or kids and a wife, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Which I would be fine with them already having an established family. I think that'd honestly be cooler.
I feel like it's better if
I don't
you
want an
old school.
origin. You do not want an origin again. Is that what
Well,
you're
not
saying?
origin, but just younger. It's like just younger.
I don't. Why are you so pushy with the younger thing? I think it's
I
fine.
don't know. He just felt a little old. He felt like this is the end. This is
Reed
a
Richards
late.
is an old guy.
I know, but this felt like a late game Reed Richards. Like he's done it all. He's seen it
I don't.
all.
John
They.
Krasinski doesn't even look that old. I think you're. I think you're.
I don't know. I'm
I
doing the
think
same thing I
you're
did with ScarJo.
wackadoo on this one. What'd you say?
I said I'm doing the same thing I did in Black Widow. Where I was like, she's too
Right.
old. Um,
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Good
Remember
movie,
that
Black
movie?
Widow.
Oh yeah,
That movie. Good.
yeah.
Better than Doctor Strange. I think. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
wow, it's a hot take.
That was a hot take,
I'm
and it
sure.
was a lie.
Yeah,
Actually,
so it's
it was a
wrong
lie.
actually,
Hot take and
incorrect.
a lie.
Some would say.
Yeah.
Some would say just yeah. I could see an argument that it's the worst Marvel movie. Actually, I'd accept that. I don't think it is, but I'd accept it. You
Hmm.
know, I could have lunch with someone who thinks that. You know,
Mhm.
I'd accept that take. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's your prerogative.
Yeah. Well.
Well,
Yeah, I do think he's gonna write and star in it, or direct and star in it.
where do you think it falls in your ranking out of the 33 that we have so far? You think it's for because for me it's top
Okay, I'm
10.
at least trying to decide if I like this movie better or the first Doctor Strange,
That's tough, man, because
and they're drastically different
so
movies.
different, and I love Matt Mikkelsen as Caecilius. Like,
I do too.
he's so good, and all the humor in that and the action is so on point.
I
Michael
love all. Oh my god,
Michael
I love the origin. The origin is so good.
and we haven't talked about, Giacchino versus Danny Elfman at all. What'd you think about the
Yeah.
score?
Yep.
Thought
There was Elfman in there. Yeah, I could tell.
the guitar was pretty, like,
It
"Alright, we're
was good.
going."
I
I was
liked
like,
that a
"Alright,
lot.
we're
That
going
was
Elfman,
cool.
we're going."
Mhm.
Like, when they're cutting to Wanda and she's reading the dark hole and it's like, "Where?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah." I'm like,
that was
get me
cool.
going." But Michael Giacchino's legendary, I think, Doctor Strange score is, you know,
Yeah,
ba
yeah,
ba na na
yeah.
na dun
That's
dun
famous.
dun. Like,
That theme is cool.
it's, that first one is real tight movie, like, it's good through and through.
It's tough, but again, they're just so drastically different movies, though.
And this is the problem that I run into where on my list, the first one is lower, but I think the first one is a better movie. But the second one, I like it more just because it's there's so much more vision. Like there's so much more
Direction.
direction in it. Like Scott Derrickson is a good director, but Sam Raimi is just he makes it hit different. It's not
What did you think of did you like the transitional sequences?
meaning
There
like
were some
the
scenes that had transitional sequences where it was, like, fading, and the faces would fade in,
yeah yeah
fade out, and all
yeah.
this, and
I like that.
you like that stuff?
I did
Yeah.
because once again it just
There were a couple ones where I was like,
because
" this is too much.
it is because
This
it
is
is a
too much."
it's
But
exactly what you said. It looks like a Marvel movie, but then it feels better. Like it feels innovative. It feels
correct.
fresh,
Which I
and I
think was just
like
very jarring for me, and I think I'm still sitting with it. I don't know.
See, to me, this is why I think I had such a strong reaction to it because I was like, "Oh my god, it's the thing that I've been seeing a million times for the past 10
Right.
years, but it feels different." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. Like,
I
give
hope
me
this
this."
is a direction that they
Which is
take.
why gotta hit it again. We have Taika, who is
Yeah.
equal in terms of his vision, coming
I'm very
on Thor, and
I'm
then
excited for it. I'm excited
coming up
for it.
for Thor, and then James Gunn giving us the holiday special, and then Guardians soon
Yeah, at
after.
the end of the year. Yep.
James Gunn work on Peacemaker was great. That has me
Peacemakers.
more. That has
We're big Peacemakers fan here. Here. Yeah.
you got that
Big
sentence out. Um,
big
Big
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker
Peacemaker
bid
fans.
plan,
Yeah.
which has me more excited for Guardians than ever. And those movies already, you feel James Gunn in those, and
Yes.
it comes back to
They
the
have
John.
3 great directors for this
It
year.
comes back to the John Watts question. The directors matter, I think, and feeling these
What? What are you talking
presences
about?
has a major impact
Yeah, of
on the
course.
films. There's no doubt about it,
Of
and it
course.
makes me excited.
They have Raimi, Watiti, and Gunn this year.
That's a hell of a lineup. That is
Those
like
are
a
good 3.
S tier lineup.
I agree.
S tier lineup.
I would agree.
When is the
Looking forward to
next Marvel
Thor.
movie after Thor?
Not so much to Miss
It,
Marvel. Isn't Miss Marvel like next 2 weeks?
it's in June, June 1st. The first week of June. Right? When it's overlaps with Obi-Wan, I
Hmm.
think. It's
Well,
cool.
I know
It's
what
good.
I'm prioritizing in life.
I think I do too.
I'm gonna
I
grow a
think
beard. Not that I
the
can,
beard,
but we should
Obi-Wan.
all grow beards.
Is the next movie after Thor in July? Is it the January? Is it Quantumanium?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What comes out?
Is
What
that
comes out
this
in the
year?
middle? It's like January of next year. Because, but
Oh,
like, I know the next thing after Thor is the holiday special, Guardians Hardy holiday special. But
then yes.
there's like, is the next full movie that? Because that's Peyton Reed. And we know how Peyton Reed directs. Greatly.
What? What about Peyton Reed?
We love Peyton Reed.
What about him?
Eh, he's
Well,
he's
he
bald
did
and
bring
lovely.
us like a moment in life that you know
No, he's not.
one of the best moments in
It's
our
the same
lives.
thing with John Watts. We're making jokes, but in no way are these people bad directors. They will direct better than either of us ever could, probably, most likely, and do more things and be more successful by all odds than either of us combined. Good, talented people. Um, but yeah, Peyton is
Speak for
he
yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
he's on the spectrum of MCU directors. He's not on the side with some of the other people that we
Okay.
talked about, I think. But
Well, you can say
however,
that to his face because he's right here. Welcome to the show.
Peyton, I'm so sorry. Although I mean, I'm trashing on him, but it's mainly for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I
I know.
love what he did with the first
In
Ant-Man.
comparison, yes, to James Gunn, Taika Waititi,
Yeah,
and
it's
Sam
just like,
Raimi, hard to beat.
yeah, it's like two of the, it's like the best directors. Like, sorry.
It's true. They are the Marvel trifecta. I love John Favreau as a director too, but
I think John fits better in
I
Star
mean,
Wars.
not Guy Pearce.
Shane Black.
Shane Black.
He did his one and retired.
Just did one. I know. Wish he did more than one. He just got shit on for his one, which I don't think is
It doesn't
deserving.
make any sense to me. Easily the best Iron Man to me.
I don't. It's debatable between. I think I like one.
Dude, he's sitting with
But
the kid no.
I know.
I did love what Payne did. I have to say with the first Ant-Man, but the second Ant-Man and the Wasp, kind of midi film.
Iron Man. I love Iron Man too. Unironically.
Well, well, I don't think I think I
Want my board.
I think I love it ironically. I don't think I love it unironically. It sits below Black Widow on my list.
It's a What do they say? A guilty pleasure movie for me.
That movie is whack.
It is. It is. It feels like
I
a Sam
want
Raimi
my
movie
board.
sometimes.
Elon Musk is in
With how
that
goofy.
film.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
in.
know
Yep.
I don't
Elon
know if it
Musk is
makes it
just in the
better or
movie.
worse.
Yep. You're just
He's like,
there.
yes,
You're just
Mr.
there.
Musk.
Mm-hmm.
That is aged so strangely.
It's Doctor Strange in the
It is
Multiverse
Doctor
of
Strange.
Madness. Okay.
Is that it? Have we talked about it? Did we? I think we went in
We
circles
talked
a
about
lot.
it. I mean,
But
how do we feeling?
I'm
Think we
feeling
talked
good.
about it.
It's crazy to me
Okay.
that we have the same ranking, technically speaking.
talking it out helped.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still, again, it was just very jarring.
It's
Again, 'cause
jarring. There's no
it
doubt
looked like
about
a
that.
Marvel movie. It had the style of Raimi, and it confused my brain because
It jarred me too.
We
Johnny,
have
it
not
jarred
seen
me
this
into
strong of a
wanting
direction
it
in a Marvel
jarred me
movie.
into wanting to open action figures. It was jarring. There
Yeah.
was it's jarring
I
stuff.
only say it because we haven't seen this type of direction in any Marvel movie, and I
Yep.
don't think you disagree with that.
No.
Yeah.
Will not disagree.
So that's, and I'm deciding if I like that or not. And Sam Raimi, I love
I
him,
don't know
but
I don't know how to sound not like a huge just chill all of a sudden or like being
yeah.
hyperbolic, but
Well,
it really does just it took me by total surprise of I keep going back to it, but the way that she kills all of the Illuminati, the way that is shot, the way it just hits, it's like, huh, this is something else. Like this is not your 2012 Marvel. This is something. This is 10 years later. This hits different.
and he was like, "Watch out, Black Bolt's
Yeah,
mouth," and then
mouth.
she was
What
like,
mouth? And then
"What mouth?"
pans out. Head explodes.
Yeah,
They don't
and
show that on screen.
I hated how it was in the cowl, and you just saw like this like
The
jelly
blood. Yeah.
thing like to the side. Hated that
His
in a good
brain
way
came
though.
out. His brain came out.
It's true.
You don't see that in the Avengers 2012. Phil Coulson fake dies going, uh that's
It's
the
not as bad as
emotional
Talia al Ghul in Dark Knight
Dark Knight Rises. Imagine.
Rises.
Why did he keep that?
I
Why
don't
did no
know.
one watch that and go, yeah,
You
insane.
can tell he didn't care about that movie as much as the others.
He was watching excuse me. He was making Inception. That's why. We know why. He was like he gave all of his intention to his darling Inception, and then The Dark
He
Knight
did.
Rises is his black sheep where he's like,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well, tell me
all
how
right.
cool, guys. No,
Well,
no.
this has been another wonderful pod. Just
You're a fraud,
just
Spider-Man.
talk. You're a fraud, Spider Man. I want to watch the Raimi trilogy now.
I want to watch more Marvel movies now.
You do. Well,
MCU films.
they're not gonna have as good of a direction as the others. I will say that.
Yeah, but they're still like Guardian. I want to watch my two favorites.
Guardians,
I want
that's
to see
fair.
them again.
That's fair.
I haven't seen Guardians in a while
Well,
either.
guys, thanks so much for checking out this pod. I hope you enjoyed. What did you think of the movie? I guess I'm very curious to hear more people's thoughts about this movie because it seems like this might be a little bit of a divided one, or people
It
might
is
slowly fade into liking it, that kind of thing.
so far.
But
It seems a tad divided.
yeah,
On the way out, I do want to read lovely
yeah,
what Wrench said. He
sure,
said he said, "Warning: This movie is so bad that it's the kind of movie Levi would like."
yeah.
So
Well, and was he wrong?
I don't. He wasn't, and I said that to
Wasn't
his
wrong.
face. He wasn't wrong. This movie
You
is
said that to
so
his
bad
face. You
that it's the I
you flew
flew
over to
to the
him and
United
said it to his
Kingdom
face.
and just yep, just
Yep.
right to his face.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's true. Hey guys, this movie is that bad that I liked it. So
Hmm.
if you agree with my opinions, maybe you like this film.
But you have
There's some
some.
people out there. They
It's
exist.
true.
There's a few of us.
Few.
Few.
Small few.
This movie has made like $420 million
No,
worldwide in
it's
its
gonna
opening
kill it.
weekend. So
Yeah.
it's
No,
it's fine. I think it's gonna survive. I think people are seeing it.
I need to sit with it more again. It was good though. Just jarring as hell for me, but good.
Which blows my
I did have expectations, and I knew I needed to minimize them because I knew what I was getting myself into, and it was hard to not have those expectations still. But there was that too.
It's all right. All right, guys. Well, I
Yeah,
think we'll have a lot to talk about with this movie going forward.
that's
We'll probably
true.
talk about it on stream with Dylan.
Awaiting Dylan, yeah, awaiting
I
Dylan
want
to
to see it
see it.
again. So I can really, because I feel, even though we've talked for an hour here, I feel like I've just missed a bunch of stuff that I went in circles about stuff I knew. Everyone's just talking about the
Too.
Illuminati stuff, but
It's on the shorter side of a
I'll talk
movie
about
though. It's short.
it's only like a 2-hour movie, right?
Oh.
It's something like that.
No, it's two. It's two. A little over two. I think it's 2 hours and 6 minutes exactly. I believe.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy that it's that short.
That's short.
A little bit mind-blowing,
Anyways.
actually.
Thank you guys, and we will see you next week or on Wednesday if you check out the stream. Bye.
I'm getting sucked into the multiverse. No.